In February 2009, I was able to get into Gaza with a delegation of American lawyers. One particularly jarring story was of a home that was hit with missile and destroyed. Many people inside were killed, and Israel prevented the Red Cross from getting to that home for over 3 days. And when they got to that home, they found 8 children still alive who for 3 days were without food and were forced to stay in that destroyed home, surrounded by the bodies of their relatives and their parents. I still think of those children who since that day have not had a minute of reprieve, because 14 years later, the siege has gotten even tighter, and Israel has launched 4 more massive military assaults, killing thousands more and destroying homes, schools, lives. If those children survived, were they the fighters that came into Israel on October 7th? Could anyone blame them if they were? Because these children, all they have known for their entire lives has been the cruelty and the violence of Israel's policies and the complete indifference of the world to their suffering, to their pain.
Hamas was just targeting Palestinians, but you won't condemn that.
When Palestinians or anyone speaking on behalf of Palestinian rights are asked first to condemn Hamas, I reject that. I reject that because it is indicative of a moral superiority that I think those making the demand assign to themselves. I do not know what it's like to be locked in a huge open air prison where food is rationed, electricity is rationed. If I want to go to school is determined by Israel. If I can go seek medical treatment that is only a few miles outside of my prison, I have to get Israel's permission, and that is frequently denied. And that every few years, Israel bombs or invades, and I've seen my family members killed, my schoolmates killed, my brother or sister maimed, my parents humiliated. I don't know what that is like. And so being asked to condemn the tactics that a resistance movement uses, even though I don't approve of them and I don't want to see civilians killed, I will not give myself that moral authority. Equating a refusal or reluctance to condemn Hamas with being anti-Semitic is ridiculous. Anti-Semitism is a real problem, and we must fight anti-Semitism as we fight all forms of racism and discrimination. But I think that those who uncritically support Israel and what Israel is doing weaponize anti-Semitism to silence advocates of Palestinian rights. I think that anybody who wants to see a condemnation of civilian killing will recognize what is the root cause of that killing and violence. And that is the extreme oppression inflicted by the occupier and the colonizer, Israel. By labeling those who are fighting for their liberation, even though we don't like or approve of the tactics, as terrorists, and continuing to support their occupation and oppression and dispossession, we are only fueling more violence.